right, I'm excited to welcome Fela Davis to the Fortress of Voiceover Solitude. Fela is the co-founder of 23dB Productions, an audio engineer, producer, and content creator who has spent years helping talent, creators, and brands sound their very best. Tonight we'll be talking about from voice talent to production partner, and how voice actors can better work with production teams, improve their home studio setup, and bring more professionalism to every session. It's time to lower the drawbridge and welcome Fela Davis. Fela, hey. Welcome aboard.
Hi, everyone. All right, good stuff. That was a great intro, Brad.
Thank you. I try to make them short and sweet now. A little bit of information because we have you here for you. You can talk more about what you do, your background, and what you're looking to do in regards to voice actors.
Yeah. Well, a little background on myself. I'm an audio engineer by trade. I've been doing it for almost 25 years now. And I started out in more of the live sound realm. I was touring around the world as a front of house engineer. And 12 years ago, 10 years ago, I started doing podcasting. I started my own podcast, actually, about audio engineering with my now business partner. And actually, we started our business 12 years ago. And it was a way to get in front of the people that we wanted to without any distraction. Kids, significant others, and stuff like that. So we could get their full attention, and it would be like, oh, okay. And that worked out for us. But then a doctor and a lawyer asked us, how do you do that? And then we turned it into a business towards that. So that was how we ended up doing the podcast realm. And from podcast clients, we ended up getting into audio books, recording our clients' books for their thing like 6-7 years ago. And at the time, we owned a studio in Fort Lee, New Jersey. Mm-hmm. And out of that, we, interestingly enough, we started getting celebrity clientele because of the pandemic. Jersey opened up before New York by like a month or two. And then we just started getting inquiries from New York City. And one of those inquiries was from a housewife of New York City from Bravo.
Okay, yeah.
So that was the first celebrity podcast we ended up doing with Ebony K. Williams. Ended up getting nominated for a Webby and, all that sort of thing. And then we ended up getting like CC Sabathia's podcast into our studio. And then ultimately we ended up doing Ice-T's podcast for iHeartRadio.
Nice.
So the cool thing about doing Ice-T was that he, while he was recording with us, he did like 3 sessions, 4 sessions for a year worth of content.
Oh, wow.
So he did a micro podcast. So it was like 5 to 10 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And he just knocked it out in four sessions with us. And during that time, he got a call from Rick and Morty to do voiceover for them.
Oh, cool.
So the voiceover that you hear, and he only did 1 episode, so is from my studio. We recorded it, me and my business partner. We worked on that. So through that was where we really started concentrating on voiceover stuff and getting into that deeper. And then during the pandemic, we ended up sending out audio kits as well. For people that just couldn't make it in and they wanted to do it from their home office.
Elaborate on that a little bit, if you don't mind.
So, we had a plastic surgeon client that we were doing a podcast for, and she was in between the city and Rhode Island.
Oh, that's
Is
where I'm
where
from.
out in Newport. Yeah. So she was between those two places. So she was like, "Hey, can you send me something?" So that was when we started doing kits. And that was just like hooking it up through something like this. I mean, we use StreamYard for like our live stream recording and stuff with our clients. And from there, lately, like 8 months ago, my business partner was like, you know what? We can use these kits remotely and I can tap into it now.
Ooh,
And so we, just the technology wasn't even around 2 years ago. Stuff is moving so fast now that it's like, oh, okay, we can have other technicians that can tap into the client and they can like hear it through their studio monitors and stuff. So we ended up started using that with audiobooks lately. So that's what, we're just really pushing the business at the moment, being able to ship a kit out to a client and they record their book. And, right now I'm dealing with mostly self-publishers and stuff. But we did just do Bill Cartwright, who played for the
oh
Bulls.
yeah.
We just did his book and we shipped out a kit to California. He lives in Sacramento. And we recorded in New Jersey.
That's
so
and it's not a treated space over at his place either.
no,
Right? No.
no. And he didn't even use headphones. We just,
Wow.
yeah. I mean, you guys are voiceover talent. So you're like listening to the artistry of it, but he just kind of wanted to do his thing. And, we would just tell him to get closer or further from the mic.
Proximity, yeah.
And that was pretty much it, that we did. And then we've done like 3 or 4 more books that's in the pipeline to come out here pretty soon, and Michigan and all over the country right now. So that's what we've been doing lately. Hey, Dr. Mike. Yeah.
What software are you using to deaden his room noise if you're not, if he's not in a treated space?
With that, if it's fairly quiet, we're able to EQ it out in like our post. If it's fairly quiet and not like a kitchen, it kind of
fridge running.
What did you say, Dr. Mike?
Where I'm at now.
Exactly. Yeah, that's only been like the worst situation. Like I'm in a untreated room right now, but as long as I'm pretty close to my microphone, it's actually pretty good, and it's nothing too overwhelming that we can't kind of EQ out because we're kind of getting room tone anyway.
And able to have them record like 30 seconds of silence or in their space.
Yeah, just in case we need it.
Yeah,
but a lot of the times we don't need to throw it out of phase and stuff.
Meet my loudest distraction.
Yeah. Exactly. But he's silent though. See, that's what you need,
Yeah. Just be quiet, will ya?
Yeah, he's not making noise. So, so
just wait.
Exactly.
Give her a minute. She'll be all over the place. But she knows where her bread is buttered. Exactly.
And how it's getting buttered, which is through your velvety voice. So so that's what we've been into lately. And now, I wanted to talk with you guys about being able to help other people and assist on like the technical parts, if that's a thing that's needed, for your setups. But I'm seeing that everybody has a pretty darn good setup. That's the good thing. And, and being able to have somebody tap in,
over here.
Yeah, yeah. You got the nice Sennheiser shotgun in there. Exactly. And already treated and stuff. So,
Yeah, took a lot of mistakes.
yeah. Exactly, exactly. So being able to assist people that are starting out with that, I'm not a voiceover person, but I do know the technical side, to help out people, that do this on the regular. Or if, you're just doing it as a one-time thing, we have our kits that can get you started, or we can help you out to build out a space. We do that as well. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Go ahead, John.
Oh, you muted, John.
I can't hear you.
I really need your kit so you can hear me. Or you can just take the mute off. But anyway, hey, thank you for the expertise. Here's the question, which is, so behind me is where I typically, that's a wraparound installation. So if I'm submitting voiceover stuff or what have you, I typically work what I still call the good mic. So that's all back there, right? So, but what I've learned is, if it's not auditions or a specific job, I am where I am at this moment, which is seated at a glass desk in front of glass windows, and so it would be so much easier for me to record from where I am now. Just the acoustics are just not nearly as strong. And so what I would be curious about is, are there certain things, and I'm weird with like aesthetics in that I don't want to throw a bunch of blankets on my glass desk. I know that would help, but I just don't feel like trashing the space. So I didn't know if there were more practical, cost-effective ways that I could do this, because I could crank out a whole lot more editions if I was just literally like, this is my monitor and all that stuff, where as opposed to turning it into, okay, now I get up and I walk over here and then I come back and then I do, so I just was curious if there are simplified ways to tighten up a less than ideal space like this one.
Yeah. Aesthetically, yeah, you could technically use like black kind of velveteen curtains in that case. Would be your other alternative besides packing blankets, or kind of, they look pretty whack looking.
Yeah, right.
Especially if you have the labeling facing the wall.
Right. As I said, I like the space. But I also, again, the convenience is great. And as opposed to standing back there, seated here, like I had an audition today, and I know I'm not alone, but it's like literally they wanted it over in 15 minutes. And I'm like, okay. This makes me sound really old, what I'm about to say. But it's like, oh, I got to get up and walk all the way over there. And then I got to come all the way back here. And we're talking about 4.5 feet. You know what I mean? So it's not that big.
But it's still not convenient, though.
Right.
No, I understand.
Right. And that's what it is, where it's like, oh, I did one today and used this mic and used this in the essence of time. And just did. And I know it didn't sound as good as it could have, but I needed to get it done. I needed to get it done in a tight time window, and I didn't want to miss the deadline. So I just, did it from here.
Yeah. As far as like aesthetically pleasing, like I said, the black kind of velveteen, now that can go a crazy amount of money too. You just kind of got to find what works for your budget. Okay. And then using like tall tripod stands to sit them on around you. And then it looks like you are in a booth, even aesthetically, to whoever, if you're on video. It still looks great. And it keeps all the sound, no reflections, all the stuff you need, to do what you do. But once it's closer on you, or just off camera, I mean, it's going to sound like what's behind you. So that would probably be your best bet
Thank you. That's great.
Like that. Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Or Duvetine. I don't know if you've ever Duvetine.
As he quickly Googles Duvetine as we speak. What is Duvetine?
Yeah, Duvetine is a fire.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I see it.
Fire retardant material that we use in live sound to like dress up stuff.
Okay.
So Duvetine could go on your glass table and you wouldn't be irritated by it.
Right? I like this. Also known as commando cloth, is a heavy, opaque cotton fabric with a matte finish and a velvety nap. And okay, so you know what? This is kind of interesting because number one, it looks easy.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's pliable. It's not hard.
Right.
You can use like gaff tape or whatever. Well, I mean, this is all the stuff I know from my live career in music. So we would just gaff so it wouldn't be an eyesore in like AV and stuff. When you're trying to hide the cables, you put Duvetine. That we'll put that on the whole tripod stand for the speakers to hide cables. Or like even when you're doing like I've even done audio for like Fashion Week, they don't want to see any cables ever,
nothing.
So you're like Duvetine and everything to just make everything disappear, but it has to sound great. So Duvetine, and you know, for a roll, I think it's like $250, $300. But
guess what?
Once you do it one time, you know,
you nailed it.
Good, you know,
$300 for one. But as I'm learning, smart shoppers. So I see now on Wayfair, black Duvetine commando cloth resistant. $83.99.
Okay, we'll
for
see.
10 yards.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah. They be price gouging us in the production world, but
of course. That's right. If I got
10 yards long by how far wide?
You're asking very technical questions from a guy who doesn't have any technical expertise.
Because at the 300,
if it's this wide, then that's a little expensive.
You would get about a 4 or 5 foot roll long, maybe 100 or 200.
Oh, wait.
Or something.
Here you go. So Wayfair, back to Wayfair, 57 inches wide by 10, 25 or 50 yards, depending on, you know.
I mean, that's all you need. Yeah, we would have the industrial thing of just like, you know, because we would just tear it off and throw it away basically. But yeah, for your glass situation, you may want to go a little bit thicker on the sides, like I said, with the on the microphone stands. But yeah, or try that.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know what you meant. I just got lost when you said thicker on the
As far
side.
as I was saying, for the acoustic treatment, if you want to use like a black curtain, a thicker black curtain.
Right.
Not that expensive, but a thicker black curtain than the Duvetine. The Duvetine is nice because you have a glass table and you can like tape the Duvetine to the surface. You know, it's a little easier, and you could tape it underneath.
And that might, like, I don't know, you have a desktop or a laptop?
What am I working on? I have a monitor and a MacBook.
Okay, so it's like, does it make sound? So that Duvetine might dead in some of that sound too.
Oh yeah, definitely. But if you want to go even thicker on like, you know, putting it on, like I was saying, the microphone stands, tall microphone stands, just get some cheapy ones to like make it look more studio. Surround you.
Like, so this is what I'm using for this mic stand. This is like a hanging mic stand that, you know, that moves.
And it's attached to
it's attached to the desk.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So the curtains could be around the desk, on the sides of the desk, and you're still you've you've blocked. Yeah, you'll be pretty much at the same level as your walk-in studio over there.
I feel thank you for that. I don't mean to bogart all the time, but I was just going to say, but that's
oh no,
great
that's why I'm here.
The person that I had here originally to set up the studio behind me is a gentleman by the name of George the Tech Whittam. And and I bring him up because he's very well known and blah, 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 not to name drop. But what I was going to say is, but he was also like you, like for every big, expensive wraparound piece of equipment, there was also like the curtain. When you were just saying that about the curtain, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, the curtain that I have that separates the room, you can't see. He's like, get that from Bed Bath and Beyond. He's like,
exactly.
he said, and we did it. It was like $20. And he said, and it's this thick. And it's like, yeah. So to me, I think a mix of practical and, I mean, and some will cost some money and some is an investment. And then you can work around it with a lot of things that don't. And if I had this where I could just literally, hey, I'm seated in front of the computer and just start cranking them out.
Yeah.
If nothing else, I could probably get into a better zone and simply do more.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be there all the time. You could have two stands and then just kind of make it like a triangle around you, and not even have to do like a whole square thing. And then it's quicker to go in and out of that mode. You don't have to do the 4 steps. You just pull this over and pull that over.
Yeah, but that's great. What you just said, that's great.
Yeah. Perfect. But at my studio, that was what we did. We actually did the ugly packing blankets on the walls, but then covered it again over with like Amazon black curtains.
Yeah.
And that was our soundproofing. And then we just kind of did tapestry on the ceiling if you really want to get deep. And then you can make that whatever you want to. That was like a flag or whatever, but that all helps with the acoustics of your room.
I love it.
Yeah. And it's fairly cheap. Yeah.
Thank you for this. But really appreciate it.
I know the price of foam's probably gone up since I bought them.
Oh, yeah, that too.
6 years ago,
Yeah, it has.
Threw away a ton of my foam when I moved, and I'm like, no,
I
have to start all over.
Yeah.
Ed, come on down.
Sure. My question is, I have like a background noise when I was doing a live audition and he wanted to check out the equipment because we would be doing this remotely. He said it was, what's that feedback? So it's not a background noise coming through the mic. It's my system internally has a sound, a level sound. It's not major, but it's there. It's like a whine, just a very slight whine. I've went and got the Focusrite, and still it's there. I'm just not sure. Maybe I could send you a copy of what I do so you can hear it and say, oh, it's this or that.
Yeah, send it to me.
Okay.
It's info at 23db Productions. The name you see underneath mine, just info at, and that's chat. That's my email address.
Which gives me another question. What is 23? What's 23 for?
23 is a great communication number for all communication. So, and then that was my business partner's favorite number. And I was like, all right. And actually -23 is also like where you want to be with like audiobooks. We didn't know this beforehand. Yeah, your RMS is yeah. So it's like the sweet spot for a lot of stuff in audio. And that was what we started out in. I mean, we do video stuff as well now, but it was all about audio when we first got started. Actually, we got started in recording live bands in New York City and like Manhattan and in Brooklyn. We were doing like Live Nation and working with like Atlantic Records and just doing like live recording. So
That makes you really good. I mean, I feel like that would make you better than just being in a studio. Because
yeah,
you're
I
dealing with all different environments.
Yeah, I come from the live world before I had the studio for 7 years.
Yeah.
So I don't need it to be dead quiet. I'm like, good enough. I can work with it as long as I have something, and I'm like, okay, I can EQ that out. I can, so I have a different perspective on, I'm not super silent. I'm like, nah, that just, we can get around that. So what we're doing, we're remote now. That's pretty much what I was doing on the road, recording and stuff. So, yeah.
I think it's just interesting that you developed yourself into that field. I mean, not many people, all of a sudden, there you are doing this, and that's wild. Hey, just one thing I was thinking, just to going back to the, you can, those things where they use for movie projector screens. You can lift up the pole and then the screen comes up. You can do that so that when you're not using it, it's down, and then when you need to use it, you just bring up the screen and bring up your soundproofing drop there.
Oh, it kind of. I mean, that's a little bit more expensive, but. Because those screens are
you don't get a screen. You don't get a screen. You get
the tripod stand.
The tripod, and then it has a screen and it has a hook on the top.
Yeah. I didn't realize that you could just get I thought that was all in one thing. I never really realized that was a separate thing.
When people are working with you in audiobooks, what is a cohesive partnership? Like what makes you go, okay, I'm working with professional, or are you going, okay, this person needs to work on this? Have you ran into that?
Yeah, especially with the self-published stuff. Going over the book first, seeing the pronunciations for stuff, even for us to know that it's right. Like we have to kind of QC it as well and be like, how is this, or especially for somebody's name, we have to look that up. And like, I like to hear them pronounce it and shit, so that I know that I'm not just going to let something out. Cause we're sending out the kits and we don't really want to send them back out again. We're trying to like knock it out all within that week or so that they have it, and making sure that every, if we do have to do pickups, that it's while they have it the first time.
Yeah, and if you're connected, your studio's connected to the person who's reading. Do you do a lot of, what is it, punch and roll? Do you do a lot of that with them, like messing up a lot? Because
we just have them do the line from whatever, from the line that they messed up. Okay, start that over, do that again, and plus they'll get into even the newbies are like, oh, I missed that. Let me go back. They start to do it without me having to ask too. Cause they're like, oh, I didn't say that right. So once they're in the I guess the rhythm of it, that, I think after like 20 pages, I think everybody starts to get a rhythm of what they want to do and how they, want to deliver. So.
Yeah, I think, it's got to be challenging. Not so much reading the book when you wrote it. If somebody wrote the book, I mean, that they should know what they're talking about.
Exactly. That too.
I would feel it'd be a bit challenging reading it out loud. And that's another question. I mean, how is everyone's stamina as far as if they're not reading audiobooks? I mean, what's their stamina like? Do you have to take a lot of breaks? What's going on there?
Yeah, like even with the newbies, like every 90 minutes, I just tell them to stop, let's drink some water. And my big thing is to tell them to eat an apple to keep their mouth. You guys already know that, but the newbies, just not to have those mouth sounds. To really clean that up is the apple thing, drinking water, keeping hydrated. telling them this even, as you guys know, you need to be hydrated like days before you do the thing, you do the recording as well. It's not just.
You don't want a scratchy voice.
Yeah. Drinking 8 ounce, drinking 8 glasses, right before. And then you have to use the bathroom every 30 minutes. It's like, okay, well. So we do. Exactly. So we do like send out things to keep in mind. Kind of checklist for.
Is that part of the kit?
Yeah, that's part of like telling them
what's all in the kit.
Oh, it's a Focusrite Scarlett, and we use Lewitt microphones, which they're out of Austria, and they're great because it's basically like a 414, but not as crispy and like jarring to me. It's a more rounded sound that's more natural to the voice. So yeah, I'm using that.
How much are those?
We only lease those. But I mean, if you buy them yourself, probably about $900 altogether.
Have you heard of the Roswell K87 Mini?
Yeah. I know the Roswell owner. Because, I've been in the... I've been in mine. Yeah. I would go to all the conventions for years, so I know all the owners. I even know the owner of Focusrite out of the UK, Phil Dutteridge. And it's funny because he's a front of house engineer originally. His band that he toured with before he quit, Led Zeppelin.
Oh, nice. Holy crap. We were just talking about Led Zeppelin.
And we were just talking about Led Zeppelin. Exactly. But he sold Soundcraft and he bought Focusrite. And, Focusrite is the love child of Rupert Neve and George Martin from the Beatles. So that's why, for me, that's why I love that system. Because it's just natural sounding. The other stuff is more towards music for me and like electronic music, like rock stuff and stuff like that, the Apollo and stuff like that. But for me, I always like the Focusrite because I come from jazz world. That was what I toured with was Christian McBride, 11-time Grammy Award winner. And he had like 7 different bands. So it was always about getting the most natural sound. They never want to hear something, I add a little, they're like,
Put some reverb on this.
Yeah, just leave it. We're good, So it's just like, I'm just putting together the blend. And so for the natural voice, I always loved that setup. So, and we send out a MacBook Air, with Logic on it, and we just hop on it and record remotely. You don't even hit record for us. It's like we do everything once you hook it up to Wi-Fi.
Oh wow,
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have them record at the same time every day, or is it at different times? Because
I don't know. It's to the clients.
Oh wow.
When you guys are available, when the client is available. We book it and we'll, have a technician on with you. And then, and then we just save it to the cloud once it's ready, once that's done. And then our editor, we'll have it edited within like 48 hours, if not the same day. If it's a shorter project, we're just like pretty much rocking and rolling and mixing and mastering it for you to take that off of your thing.
Everybody
off of your plate.
Everybody watching this, if you've written your own book and you want to get the word out there and you want to be the voice of your own book, and this is coming from a voice actor, I like to voice other people's books, but if you want to do your own, then you talk to Fela Davis. That would be a wise decision. Send you a kit, you can knock it out.
Knock it out.
Where do they usually, when they complete the book, like with Bill Cartwright, where is it going? Is it going on Audible? Where is it?
Yeah, Audible, everything. We make sure that the project is, at all the tech specs for all of that sort of thing. It can go to Apple. It could go to your library on Libby. And that's the interesting thing. You know, I've been learning a lot more about audiobooks and this is, you know, over the past year. And, you know, Audible can make you just exclusive to them and you get a higher cut, but then you get a lower cut if you don't make it exclusive to Audible. But I mean, it's also like, man, you could also be on, you know, Apple Books and Libby and actually be in your own library. Like, you know, I wouldn't want to cut off that, you know, access and being able to sell it yourself on your own website.
Yeah, heck yeah.
And make all of the money.
Do Audible. I mean, I'm sure people do it just because they just want to get their book out. But
for the name.
Yeah, if you want to get your book out and make some money in the process too.
I would suggest going everywhere.
Yeah.
And I mean, the other cool thing, stat that I've learned since doing this is that only 3% of books are audiobooks.
Oh yeah, that's what we talked about last time.
So I mean, only 5 million books are audiobooks, and 2 million books come out a year, and it's 150 million books and counting every year. You know,
so many people do not want to do the royalty share, and it's just fucking crazy.
I know. And I'm like, it hasn't been one author that I've talked to that hasn't been asked about their audiobook.
Right.
Everybody's like, well, where can I listen to it at? It's like, whether you do it or you hire somebody like you guys to do it. I mean, I think even, you know, if it's self-published or, you know, the big guys, I mean, it's just like the backlog on it is just like amazing, you know.
Yeah.
I do books for the blind, but I also do ACX, and everything that I do on ACX is royalty share. If the book is any good, then they're listening to me and I take off with the book. If the book sucks, not my fault. My presentation is there. You know, I do what they tell me to.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Well, at the same token too, if you're doing a book, you have the ability, as long as the author's cool with it, to promote it.
Right.
You're
Absolutely.
not promoting the fact that you did the book, then that's shame on you, right?
Exactly.
You gotta do a little bit of legwork, especially if you're doing a royalty share book. I would have to definitely be promoting that left and right. And
absolutely.
That is so true. I mean, you could go ahead and say, hey, listen, you know, I got Facebook people I'm going to let know. I'm going to let people know on LinkedIn. I'm going to let this person know. I'm going to blast it out to everybody up on my whole list.
Yeah, your email list and all that. Yeah.
Gosh.
What about the, do you familiar with the audiobook trailers?
No.
I've kind of seen those. I haven't seen it really consistently yet.
Yeah, well, there's been a lot of people that make pretty good money just doing audiobook trailers.
Wow.
Just promoting, doing a trailer for the book. I know. Ken, he's in here. He's not feeling that great, but I think he's done some of that. And
oh yeah.
Okay, there you are, Ken. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
Hi, Ken.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, I've done a lot of audiobook trailers back in the day. Not so much anymore. It seems like the trend has dropped on that, and I don't know why, but it seems like they go with no voice. They just go with music and some, stock
Images.
art.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I think it's more or less they don't want to pay the money. And that's what it is, because I know I was with E-Audio Productions for about 5 years, and I was doing trailers, I'd say maybe 2-3 a month. But then they started cheapening out on me. They started, they went from $500 a pop down to $200, and I was still okay with that. It's only 20-30 words.
Mm-hmm.
But then they tried to pull the, hey, this one's only $20, and I'm like, yeah, that ain't happening. And they were consistently like that. Everybody the author's not wanting to pay more than $20. I'm like,
wow.
I guess
Question.
$5 and hire someone.
Was that the guys that did the movie In Your Mind?
I have no idea.
Okay.
There was a lot of stuff that even outside of the audiobook realm, they do radio stuff, they do movie stuff. but
there's an audiobook publisher that promoted themselves as the movie in your mind. And they went and did great audiobook narration with several voices and shitloads of sound effects. It was great, but the audiobooks were expensive as hell.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, to a fully produced audiobook, man, it takes a lot of it takes a lot of hours, period.
Oh, the sound design part of that's where you're going to come out of pocket crazily. I think that's why that hasn't even taken off in the podcast world. I've been reached out to by like major movie places, and once they even heard the how much it would cost, they were like, but I'm like, I mean, you're going to get into it 6 figures easily. Cause it's like, if you're like, it's $1 million hours. And if you're like set in Chicago and you need to hear the L train and certain, it's like such
I gotta record specific,
that Foley. Exactly. It's like, where do you find the L train? Like even finding that is in a library, it's like certain things. It's like, we kind of got to fly there and just get these noises would be cheaper. So
it's a massive undertaking.
Massive.
I know when like my buddy and I were doing our podcast with the VO's Padded Room, and we'd have the game show that we post-produced in the background. That took a lot of time. And when you do a weekly podcast, our weekly podcast went to a bi-weekly podcast, and our bi-weekly podcast went to a monthly podcast. And it was cool, and it was a great idea, and people liked it. But as individuals not making any money, we love doing voice and stuff, but it was like, I don't know if this is worth our time.
It's trying to find the ROI on that thing is
podcasting especially. What are good referral partners for you? I know you're looking to connect with some audiobook companies, right? Or book companies, right? Maybe some of these guys know these people that you're looking to connect with. Like
publishers of all sizes, even the small ones. I mean, they really need our services. The bigger guys, I kind of got to get into SAG stuff. So, which is cool. I mean, once we get more into it, but we're looking to do a lot more of like the working with lawyers, doctors and stuff that, they're doing their own thing, and, we can help them out. And
Penguin Random House too, right? Does anybody have a connection there?
Yeah. The big 5. Yeah. Penguin, Macmillan, HarperCollins, all that sort of thing I've been looking at getting into. But also, any smaller, self-published people that, we can gang up on. You guys do the voice, and we do the production part of it. So you can we could charge accordingly, and you get your thing, we get ours, and, we can work together as well. So anybody that would be interested in that, us, just working together remotely, we could tap into your system and, do all the things that we already do. And I know, or anytime you need any tips or tricks, just let me know. I'm on LinkedIn.
And I told Fela too. I said, we got a pretty good roster here. So I was like, if they have any audiobooks that are coming down the pipeline, send a script for us, and I'll put it out there in the Fortress group, and everybody can audition. And you're gonna pick who you like.
Yeah. And you can tell them, hey, I got production as well. I can have this edited for you, mixed and mastered, all to the specs of all the major platforms of audiobooks, and that's what we're working with. As well as podcasts as well. We do a lot of remote podcasts. We send out kits to our clients for that as well. So then they can do podcasts wherever they want to. They're not chained to their office and stuff like that. If you're on vacation and you still want to do a podcast, let it ride. You know, we'll record it for you and do everything that's needed. But you just kind of get to concentrate on your artistry or the thing that you're into, and not having to be like, I was clipping the whole time. I can't believe. I mean, if you haven't done that, I mean, you haven't been doing it long enough. If you, because I'm doing that as an engineer. I've been like, God damn.
Auto heal this, auto heal that.
Exactly. And before auto heal, I'd be like, I just lost that whole show. Record. God.
You take a smoke detector sound out of a podcast. I had to do that.
Oh, wow. Every 90 seconds, that thing just chirping in the back.
I was like, how do you go to sleep? How do you It doesn't make any sense. I gotta fine tune this, cut it out.
As an audio engineer, I couldn't go. That would drive me up a wall. I'd be just like...
Don't worry, I'll bleep out the F-bombs.
Exactly, yeah. I try to keep it PG.
You can do it. That's what she does.
Oh, yeah, that's what I do. You know?
That's what you do, right?
But if I can pass it off to Brad,
okay.
I have a big sound that goes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because when we have one of my buddies, he's a sound engineer. His name's Big Jim, and so a lot of times he'll drop 100 F-bombs in an episode. I have to go. I don't care. You know, we're all humans. We all talk, and everybody swears. So,
right.
You know, we're all adults here.
And as engineers, yeah, we're sailors out here on the roads.
Hey, you know, and John too. This might be a good connection for you to have Fela on your podcast.
There you go.
You know, down the road.
All right. Yeah.
I'll
definitely.
send you an intro note. I know I have the email address, and I already found you on LinkedIn. So, like I said again, we'll talk. I'd like that.
Yeah, and that's another thing too, Fela. How can people get in contact with you?
Yeah, LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. Probably your best bet, and my email address, info@23dbproductions.com.
Yeah, I'll create a text on the video for that.
It'll definitely be there.
Great.
But yeah, the big thing on why I love LinkedIn, when I first moved to New Jersey and I didn't know anybody and I wanted to go out on tour, I started recording the bands in Manhattan, Brooklyn that I was working at. And I started posting it on LinkedIn. And 8 months later, that was how I ended up getting the gig with Christian McBride.
Okay.
It was like,
that's a question I have. Do you have the paid version of LinkedIn or the free?
Right now I have the free. But wow. I did. I had the premium for many years though.
Yeah.
But yeah, just right now I've been figuring out different ways to get around certain things on how they cap you, but and with that, it's really just doing comments. Like
I think comments are more key than posting.
Exactly. Yeah. Once you comment, they'll let you like write a message to the person, which I didn't realize that until lately. I was like, oh, okay. So doing comments, doing at least comments. The reaction doesn't really do anything. Reaction and comment. And then that gets people on, you're on their radar. So that's more of like a networking tip.
And that's just something that you have to do, like brushing your teeth. It's
exactly.
That, I do falter many times on making comments because I'm so busy scheduling all my posts and then working 2 jobs, and I need some Pez. Because then Pez will help me get back on track. And
that's how I brush my teeth. I brush my teeth with Pez.
There you go.
We're nobody's perfect though. So and then the algorithm will change like in a year. So
right.
Then you'll be like, no wonder everybody's losing their mind.
Right. Exactly. But posting about what you do. And, the hashtag, because that's how people find you, too, I'm realizing.
Yeah, and the importance of sharing each other's posts, whether there's a comment on it or not. If you just share, I see John's. If I see John's, I share it.
You definitely do.
I'll share it. See Ed stuff, I'll share it. I share Ken's stuff. I love my friends. So that's the best way to show my love.
Right.
And it is. It's getting on to your platform and all the people that follow you. That's gold. That is true help for friends. It's resharing a post and commenting.
Yeah.
So that your connections see what you're saying. Because it's still a lot better than any other platform with LinkedIn. When you do a comment, it's seen by more people. Your reach is way bigger still than like all the others in IG, the Facebook.
Right.
You start to wonder, it's like, should I just focus on like 2 platforms or, instead of 6?
I was thinking about that MySpace thing.
There you go.
MySpace was great because you could rate your friends. No, the best way to piss off your friends is to rate them all.
So I ain't on your top 8 no more, huh?
Yeah.
I see what you're doing. You're like, what?
As an audio engineer, you can respect this. You can always lay music down on your profile.
Yeah, I did like that.
I missed
cool.
that. I'd have music in the background. I have some
rave
or something.
I do that with all my posts, and everybody's like, man, whatever.
Yeah, they just don't hit the same like it on your profile, man. Yeah.
Black paddywhack. Here's my topics for the day. Here's the picture, but here's the song that goes with it. And everybody's like, I'll just read it. Too long, didn't read.
Exactly.
So, hey, real quick, we got like 5 minutes. How has AI either improved or hindered your workflow?
Nothing but improved, really. I mean, it still can't do what 25 years of my ears can do.
To that.
And what your voices can do.
Yeah.
Because I've used it on books, actually on the Bill Cartwright book. I recorded his vocals. I did do that, but to get his professional voice, I had to still send out the kit. And we did AI voicing with that. That was pretty interesting. That was like the biggest project I had done it with. So, just seeing all the ways in AI that you can manipulate the pacing, slower, faster, more aggressive. That was interesting.
Use it a lot with editing or, mixing and mastering?
No, not with that. No, not with that at all.
That's good to hear.
With copy, posting and stuff, that's been like the game changer. You can just set up your, all your posts and stuff for the month with the keywords it's going to hit and all that sort of thing.
Call to actions, all
that. That's where is really been paying for itself for our business. But I've been loving that. But as far as like the editing part, and you still have to be the one telling it what to do and knowing what to tell
it what to do.
So you still have to know how to be an audio engineer, how to do your voice, how to So I just see it as a partner in business.
It's
just
like my
makes
assistant.
stuff quicker. Yeah, it's an assistant.
It saves me time.
Yeah, I don't feel like, it's going to take my job or anything like that.
There will always be need for a human voice. There will always be need. And like you just said, there's a bazillion books coming out in the next year.
That has to come out.
There's going to be job opportunities out there. And even with Dr. Mike, doing the royalty share books, make sure you do your homework on those authors and everything. Make sure that, they're not going to just sell one copy, because I've been there and done that. So there's a lot of possibilities.
I like what you just said about that, especially with the share, with ACX being able to share. Even just reaching out to authors and being like, hey, I'm a, voiceover person. I got a full team. We can just knock this out. You don't even have to, waste your,
the people that are in the
busy.
Group, I trust.
That's the key, the wasting the time.
Yeah, because
so I look at a book and the books that I get, half of them are like crap. And I'm like, no,
Yes.
thank you. No,
Really
thank you.
written,
No,
too.
thank
Yeah.
you. And some of them are like, oh, wow. Yeah, I could read this for free.
Right.
Yeah.
And because I'm reading this because I want to, I'm going to read it better.
Yes.
And if I read it better, I'm going to say, screw it. Let's royalty share this.
Yeah.
Because if I'm making money for you, your book is making money for me. You just scripted out everything that I can do. And here I am doing it. Hell yeah, let's play.
Yeah.
Let's make some money.
I like that,
And
Dr.
you
Mike.
have-
Fired me up there.
That's right.
The whole setup for them. Yeah. So I hadn't even thought about it in that way. So, I mean,
But
yeah,
I do
you just
that with
put me on.
politicals too. I mean, there are so many people that hit me with politicals, and I'm sorry. If I don't believe in your candidacy, if I don't believe you're the best guy for the job, I don't care what you say about your asshole. I mean, your opposition. You know, I mean, I'm not going to say nasty things about your opposition unless those are true and I believe in you.
Mm-hmm.
If I believe in you, I am behind you. If I can sell it, then I can sell it.
You're not
I
going to
don't
get that
believe it-
job if you don't believe it.
Yeah, if I don't believe it, I'm
Get
going to sell it. And my audience is not going to, they're not going to believe it.
Yeah. And again, like you said, you're reading something that you love in the first place. That means that when you share it, your community will be like, oh, let me, put in on this.
Let me
and
share
buy
in that
this.
passion.
Exactly. And there's some more books that can be sold instead of one. With the people that know you and like, oh yeah, that's nice. You did an audiobook, moving on.
Yeah.
And if it sells only one, it's I satisfied myself.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So, it's just so many ways to get out there and do it. And having the team to do it as well, being able to, mix and master and do all the things, edit and do all of that. We have your back with that. So, anybody that's, looking to partner up in that kind of way and have your own production team, we're looking to do that as well. So.
Well, it's been great, Fela, having you here. Thanks for spending an hour with us, a little bit over an hour. And I appreciate you. I know John's probably going to get in touch with you. Ed's going to send his audio.
Thank you.
Dr.
Everybody.
Mike's going to talk music with
already.
you. And, Ken, thanks for stopping by. I know you're not feeling well.
Thanks, Ken.
This was awesome, actually.
Feel better.
I enjoyed this. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Ken. Get
All
better.
good.
Hey, have a great night, everybody.
Thank you all.
so
Great
much for
night.
coming. Take care.
Absolutely.
Take
Be
care.
well.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.
This has been a Brad Storm VO production.